I did a poll asking which custom BFDI season people want to see, and after 236 votes, looks like BFDIA least votes wins by a landslide. So here's that. I've got the unpopular urchins and the disliked dingoes. These are them. These are the 20 people who got the least votes to join BFDIA. Some of them are very popular in this day and age, and some of them not so much. But let's do it. So I'll spin the first team that loses and is sending someone home is the unpopular urchins. Okay. So let's look at what we've got. Saw and Gatey are both coincidentally on this team because I just went least popular, second least popular, or I went least popular, second least popular, third, fourth, fifth, like that. So Saw and Gatey are on this team, so they're going to be friends. Cloudy and Balloony are also on this team. And then I don't know how well anyone else is going to get along. I think Robotti is going to be on the outs. And for the purposes of this, we're going to say Eggy and Pillow are friends, just because I feel like it. Bell and Lightning might be like, yo, neither of us have legs, that's pretty cool, we should team up, and so they're going to do that. And I don't think it'll be a surprise who's going home first. You probably can already tell. Sorry, Robotti. Episode 2, the team that loses, is going to be the disliked dingoes. I was very creative with the naming, you see. I picked two things that mean the same thing, basically, and then added an animal that starts with that letter. Okay, alliances. Ooh, yeah, there's no one really is going to get along here. Oh, Pie is from Death Pact again, so... maybe Bottle and Clock, maybe? They might? I don't really know how these guys would interact. I think it would be fun to see how Basketball and Lollipop would interact, so I'm gonna make those two friends. Barf Bag seems to make the mistake of hanging around people who are similar to Grassy. And then there's Naily and Evil Leafy. Now, I'm not sure what the team would think of Evil Leafy, because it really depends on how they portray Evil Leafy. But I doubt Evil Leafy will make it particularly far. And so I'm gonna eliminate Evil Leafy here, because I think these guys would be too freaked out by Evil Leafy to want to keep her around. Episode 3. The disliked dingoes lose yet again. And this time, the disliked dingo who goes home. Well, let's think alliances. Let's think strategy. Death Pact again. They're going to want to keep people around who are going to help them with the cause. And they're going to want to eliminate people who aren't going to help them with the cause. I reckon they think that someone like Lollipop might not be too helpful. In the Death Pact again. In the Death Pact cause. It's not because she kills people, but just because she's a bit apathetic. They also might think Bottle, she's kinda death prone. Maybe if they just eliminate her, she'll go somewhere where she can't die. So they might be thinking of it from like a mercy situation. That might be what they do later down the line. They're also thinking Naily could accidentally kill people and probably isn't too helpful for the team. So I think these guys are going to vote for Naily. These guys are going to vote for Lollipop just because they don't really like Lollipop. These guys, they're probably going to go for Grassy just because they see Grassy as not great. These guys are probably going to go for Lollipop as well just because, and then Naily, it doesn't matter. Lollipop's out. Episode 4. The unpopular urchins lose. So that's their second loss. And the unpopular urchin who's going home, let's think. I think Pillow is going to want to keep lightning around because lightning can kill people. I think Pillow's going to kill Balloony, and then Balloony's going to keep coming back, and then Pillow's going to kill Balloony. And that's going to make Balloony and Cloudy not like Pillow, and they're going to target Pillow. Eggy and Pillow are going to target Balloony as a result. Saw and Gatey, I don't know. Maybe they'll go for like lightning or something. No, because they're zigzags and they get along with other zigzags. Actually, I'm gonna bring lightning onto this team. Onto Team Zigzag. Yeah. And then lightning would be like, can I bring my friend Belle along? And they'll be like, sure, whatever, the more the merrier. I think most people are gonna think, other than these guys who vote for each other, these four are gonna be thinking, well, is Bracelety too helpful? Bracelety's Ice Cube withdrawal is really hindering the team, and Bracelety goes home. Episode 5. The disliked dingoes lose. Now, on the disliked dingoes, we've got these guys, yeah, we've got, I think I think Basketball, having lost her ally, is going to want to team up with someone and is probably going to join Naily, just out of necessity. Or maybe these two, but I think they might be like, nah, we don't need you, we've got each other, so go to Naily. So Basketball goes to Naily. And this time the Death Pact target is Naily because she's a weapon. Which causes Basketball and Naily to vote for Tree just because, or maybe Pie. They vote for Pie, yeah. They think it's hypocritical that Pie is targeting Naily for being potentially death-causing when Pie explodes every other minute. Yeah. Barf Bag and Grassy are gonna vote for Naily, and then these two are also gonna vote for Pie. And then so it'll be a tiebreaker. Pie versus Naily. Whoever it lands on, that person's eliminated. Looks like it's gonna be a surefire, a certain Naily loss. So Naily is eliminated, and Basketball loses her ally again. Oof. It's now the final 15, and I'm gonna do something I don't normally do in this game. I'm gonna add another team. And these guys are gonna be the will be the hated hippos, because I couldn't think of another animal that starts with an H that's kinda not popular. And so what's gonna happen is some of these guys are gonna switch over to this team. Let's see. 3 members of Unpopular Urchin and 2 members of Disliked Dingoes. So let's spin. Saw, Gatey, Lightning, Bell, Cloudy, Balloony, Eggy, Pillow. So, the first member of the Unpopular Urchins switching over will be Saw. So Saw is now a member of the Hated Hippos. And will be joined by Pillow. I keep forgetting to hit remove. Also joining them, the final person, is good old Balloony. Meaning no alliance has been left unscathed today. Tree, Pie, Clock, Bottle, Grassy, Barf Bag, Basketball. The two members of the, the Disliked Dingoes switching teams will be Basketball. Feels fitting considering she's the only one on the team without an alliance. And Grassy. I swear there was a time where Grassy and Basketball got along, so maybe that'll work out. So these are the teams now. Okay, let me add in the Hated Hippos. Spin the wheel. Episode 6, the team that sends someone home is going to be the Disliked Dingoes. I made Hated and Hippos different teams. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. It's still the Disliked Dingoes, so it doesn't matter. Disliked Dingoes. Not having the best track record of safety, but Tree and Pie are feeling great. I think the two alliances now are just going to be focusing on getting Barf Bag on their team. These guys vote for Clock, or no, they go for Bottle now because Bottle is their next safety target, and these guys vote for Pie just because Pie's worse. And I think Barf Bag, I don't really know how Barf Bag would vote. How about we spin for it? Barf Bag can't decide who she wants to vote for, and so she spins. She spins a wheel to decide. Whoever it lands on, that's who Barf Bag votes for, and she's gonna vote for Pie. I guess that makes sense. They were targeting Bottle just because Bottle was in danger. So Pie's eliminated. Episode 7. Spinning to decide which team goes up. It's gonna be the Disliked Dingoes again. This time these two are pretty happy about Barf Bag's friendship, but Barf Bag isn't actually wanting to like team up with them or anything. That was just like, she had to vote for someone, and so Tree takes advantage of this by going into Barf Bag and saying, look, I forgive that you voted off my ally. If I was in your position, I would have too. We need to get rid of Bottle because she's just the worst at the game. Barf Bag's like, yeah, fair enough. So that's 2 votes Bottle, 2 votes Tree. In a tiebreaker between Bottle and Tree, I think it's pretty evident that Tree is going to win. So that's Episode 8, the team that loses. It's going to be the Disliked Dingoes again. Oh my god. Now, Clock's a logical guy. Clock knows smarts and knows that he's at risk. And he goes up to Tree and he says, Tree, are you just going to let Basketball make it to the next phase of the game? After this, I'm willing to bet that the team will be split up. Are you going to take Basketball? Are you going to let Basketball take control of another team? Because Basketball makes it past here, and Basketball makes merge. And Barf Bag. I've been saying Basketball this whole time. Barf Bag makes it past this phase, makes it past this round, and Barf Bag makes it to the merge. We can't let that happen. And Tree's like, well, we were enemies, but today we can be friends. They vote for Barf Bag, and she's eliminated. And their suspicion came true. Tree's going on the Hated Hippos, Clock's going on the Unpopular Urchins, and Basketball and Grassy are happy to see Tree. Or maybe they're not happy to see Tree. Maybe they're very mad to see Tree. Who knows? It doesn't matter. What does matter is that it's time to spin the wheel. And the Hated Hippos lose. It must be something to do with having Tree on their team. Tree obviously is targeting Pillow, and I think Tree can bring Saw over and Balloony, because, you know, Pillow does keep killing Balloony. But I think Pillow is logical, brings Basketball over, brings Grassy over, says, that guy has been nothing but trouble the whole game. Are you really going to let him control your entire game? You shouldn't. And they're like, yeah, fair enough. And so it's 3 votes Tree, 3 votes Pillow. Whoever it lands on, that person loses the tiebreaker and is eliminated. Ooh, and it just barely lands on Pillow. But it could have easily been Tree there. So Pillow goes home. Episode 10. The unpopular urchins lose. Good, keeping it even. Team Zigzag still going strong, even with one less member. They've also got Belle. They've got like half the team. Eggy is over here. Eggy and Clock, they're like, you know, Clock, we were on the losers, right? And it's like, yeah, but didn't we not really get along that one episode? And Eggy's like, oh, come on, that's in the past. Team up with me, please. And Clock's like, okay, whatever. It's good to have an ally. Cloudy comes up and is like, can I join you guys' alliance? I need some friends. And they're like, I'll consider it. But maybe not. Anyway, they vote for Cloudy. Cloudy votes for Belle, sure, why not? And the Zigzag Alliance, technically, votes for Eggy, just because they don't like Eggy. So Eggy really should have taken Cloudy's offer, but she didn't, which means she's eliminated. Sorry, Apoy. Or is it APOY? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's the final 10, which means you know what time it is. It's merge time. Let me make it blue, just because that's a color I haven't used yet. So congratulations to Basketball, Grassy, Saw, Balloony, Tree, Gatey, Lightning, Belle, Cloudy, and Clock. You've all made merge. But you're going to be joined by one more person, and that person is going to be the Rejoiner, who I will stop at when we get there. Evil Leafy. Now, there was no challenge. The host just brought back Evil Leafy for the fun of it. Just because, you know, if you're going to bring back someone to stir up the drama, might as well be Evil Leafy, right? Yeah, I bet you all thought I was going to bring back Lollipop. No, that would be a boring move. Most boring move ever. Now, this would take place a long time after Evil Leafy gets her development in BFDIA. Maybe Evil Leafy has spent her time eliminated, you know, trapped, developing a consciousness, because she has to be around these people, right? These actual people, instead of just on her own. They kind of teach her to be somewhat normal. This could be like a B-plot that's happening over the course of the series. So, Evil Leafy's return wouldn't be random, it would be built up, right? Okay, so Basketball wins immunity. That's good for Grassy. Or maybe it's bad for Grassy. Who knows? But I think everyone would be surprised at Evil Leafy's kind of humanization, almost. And Evil Leafy would go... Well, Evil Leafy doesn't say anything still, but Evil Leafy knows how to act around people. And Grassy would say, Evil Leafy, do you want to join our team? We're, you know, both plant-based, and they bring Tree in as well, so now it's Basketball, Grassy, Tree, Evil Leafy, one big team. Team Zigzag is back in full force. Team Cloudy and Balloony is there. And then there's also Clock. And I think Clock is still very suspicious of Evil Leafy, and so he votes for Evil Leafy, but which causes all these four to vote for Clock. These guys, they're like, it's the easy move, Clock. And these guys agree, and they vote for Clock. So that's Clock in 11th place. This episode, the person who wins immunity is Belle. It was almost Evil Leafy. So Belle wins immunity and brings Team Zigzag to the top. Now, Team Plant is not very pleased with this. They were going to target Belle next, but they decide, screw it, we'll just go one down the rank and go for Lightning. But Cloudy is kind of fond of Lightning because they're kind of the same thing, right? Like that. But Cloudy isn't on their team. Cloudy goes up and says, you know, I'm kind of nature-based as well. Keep Lightning in, go for Gatey, and maybe I'll convince Balloony to hook up, not hook up, link up with you, with your alliance. And they're like, well, alright. And so, that's 6 votes to Gatey, and she's eliminated. Eight. There's 9 people. Who am I missing? Who did I accidentally get rid of? Belle... Okay, basketball, grassy... Saw, balloon, tree... I got rid of Cloudy by accident. Hold on, I'll bring him back. But Balloony wins immunity. Which Balloony is really happy about. Now Cloudy says, okay, we're teaming up with Basketball's team, Team Plant. And Balloony's like, how is that Team Plant? And it's like, there's lots of plants. And Cloudy... And Balloony's like, what if we use this opportunity to betray them? Because if we team up with the other guys, we have the majority. And Cloudy's like, oh, I don't think we should do that. I did, promise them. And it's like, promises are useless in this game. And Cloudy's like, Balloony, what's gotten into you? And it's like, power, Cloudy. Power has gotten into me. We target Tree first. And so, Cloudy's like, oh, alright. And then Balloony goes up to these guys and is like, me and Cloudy are voting for Tree. I suggest you do the same if you want to stay in the game. And they all vote for Tree, and Tree's eliminated. Okay. Now, the person who wins immunity in the final 8 is Basketball, who won it last time, or previously. It's only been people whose name starts with B winning immunity. That's crazy. Basketball wins immunity, and is like, you betrayed us. And Cloudy's like, Balloony betrayed you. He convinced me. Then we're voting off Balloony next. And he's like, ooh, but Balloony's my friend. Then we're voting off you next. Ooh. And Cloudy's found himself in a tricky situation. And Basketball goes up to Belle and is like, Belle, my team wants to form a temporary truce with your team to get rid of Cloudy. And Belle's like, no way. And Basketball's like, grr. Fine. We're voting off Balloony. And they're like, great. And so these guys vote for Cloudy. No. Wait. Yeah. These guys are like, if they're voting for Balloony, we'll vote for Cloudy. And so they vote for Cloudy. But then these guys lied, and they vote for Cloudy as well. And Cloudy's eliminated. The next person who wins immunity is Saw. Finally, someone who doesn't start with a B. What's next? We find out that Saw's name is actually Ball. Now, Balloony's like, oh no. And so these two teams realize that if they want to actually secure a win, they need to get Balloony on their team. And so Basketball goes up and says, look, I know we voted off your friend, but they voted, but he, you know, he did, even though you caused our ally Tree to get eliminated, we forgive you, we're willing to accept you back into the game, into our alliance. And Balloony's like, ooh. Bell goes up and is like, you know, it was really cool of you to vote out Tree like that. It really helped us out. And we're sorry that we kicked off Cloudy. We thought they were voting for you. And he's like, they told you that they were voting for me? And Bell's like, yeah. And then that secures Balloony's allegiance to Team Zigzag. And so they vote for Basketball, and she's eliminated. It's now the final 6, and Grassy and Evil Leafy are not in a good position. But Grassy wins immunity, which should secure Evil Leafy's fate. But Evil Leafy, how can I plot armor Evil Leafy to the end? Evil Leafy intimidates Lightning and Saw and Balloony and Bell all into voting the way she wants them to. Goes up to Grassy, says, vote for Bell. And he's like, alright. With intimidation tactics, Bell gets the boot 3 to 1 to 1 to 1 or something. Yeah, 3 to 1 to 1 to 1. And there goes Bell. Final 5. The winner of immunity. Oh my god, it's gonna be Grassy again. Okay. It's Grassy. Saw and Lightning and Balloony are like, what just happened? And Lightning's like, someone must have flipped, someone must have betrayed. Saw's like, oh my god, it was totally Balloony. And they vote for Balloony and he's out. Final 4. Spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on makes it to the final 3. And then by that point, I usually just tell the story how I want to tell it. Oh my god, Grassy wins immunity again. Okay. So Grassy wins immunity for the 3rd time in a row. And Evil Leafy is like, this might be tricky, because these two are closer than ever. What can I possibly do? I have an idea. And then Evil Leafy eats Lightning, which is something they were training Evil Leafy not to do while she was in the TLC. But she does it anyway, effectively ridding Lightning of a vote, meaning even though it would have been a tie, Evil Leafy against Saw, because Evil Leafy ate Lightning, Saw gets eliminated. Evil Leafy spits out Lightning, and it's the final 3. Now, this is where it always goes wrong, because I spin the wheel, and then the one person who I don't want to win immunity does. So this is where it always goes wrong. But luckily, there isn't one person who I don't want to win immunity this round, so I'm going to spin it. And Grassy wins immunity for the 4th time in a row, like a goddamn psycho. Which secures Lightning's fate in being eliminated. Grassy and Evil Leafy vote for Lightning. And she's gone. He's gone. I don't know, man. I can't keep track of this. There's like 50 million of them. So, let me pull up Grassy, Evil Leafy. Now, I'm gonna do that thing that you all know I'm always gonna do. I always do this. Robotti votes for Evil Leafy. Lollipop votes for Grassy. Basketball? Bracelety votes for Grassy. Naily votes for Grassy. Pie votes for Evil Leafy. Bottle votes for Evil Leafy. Why would these people vote for Evil Leafy? Impressive Impressive personal growth, that's why. Grassy has had none of that. Who did I just do? Bottle. Barf Bag votes for Grassy. Pillow votes for Evil Leafy because she likes how Evil Leafy kills people. Eggy does the same. Clock votes for Grassy. Gatey votes for Grassy. Tree votes for Evil Leafy. Cloudy votes for Evil Leafy. Basketball votes for Grassy. Bell votes for Grassy. Balloony votes for Evil Leafy. Saw votes for Grassy. And Lightning, in a surprise twist, votes for Evil Leafy. Meaning 9-9, Grassy versus Evil Leafy. Who do you want to win? Grassy or Evil Leafy? I know who I pick. It's Evil Leafy, by a landslide. But Grassy did win 4 immunities in a row. So that's, you know, you gotta give credit to that. And Grassy's just way more popular. But Evil Leafy wins! Evil Leafy wins on my timeline, even though she's a rejoiner. Evil Leafy, 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 Evil Leafy.